What's up, y'all? It's your boy Lil Y'all from UNLV. You wait me, top of the AM. Hit that like and subscribe button ASAP. You tuned into my podcast, the Be Real 23 podcast. Check it out, y'all. Today we got a special invited guest. You know, y'all been asking for the man for some time now. Ever since I started my podcast a couple of weeks ago, his name been ringing. You know, all kind of people been coming to my comments asking about Mr. Byron Cole. Well, I got it for y'all. The legendary Byron Cole. Here he is. What's happening, Mr. Cole?
What's up, y'all fat? How you
I'm
doing,
blessed,
brother?
man. I'm good, dog. How you
Look, let me
doing,
start
bro?
with this. I stopped doing podcasts for free about 3 months ago. And I have to say that because I want everybody to know that I came on here because of a relationship that me and you got that go back decades. You heard me?
Facts.
Seeing each other running in the same church. You heard me? And
Yeah.
so I just wanted you to know the respect I got for you, and I wanted them to understand that. That's why I'm here
Appreciate that,
today.
dog. The respect is mutual, man. You know, we grew up in the same church together, and I looked at you as a mentor for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I can remember being in Sunday school and you walking around doing special things with the usher, and I'm like, damn, how this dude get to do this? You know, all type of movement and stuff like that you was doing then. I remember that, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
look,
saying?
because of who my mama was.
Yeah,
I
and
gotta say
that too,
this. I know you don't mind, but I gotta say this for everybody who might be able to view this, right? You gotta have some kind of spiritual bond, some kind of spiritual grounding in this life, right? So
right?
before we go any further, man, I want to dedicate this show to Reverend Thomas Nelson Washington,
Oh man, legendary,
who we came up
legendary.
under, a real one. You heard me?
Yes, sir.
That
Yes,
helped
sir.
that helped build the basis of morality that me and you stand on.
Yes, sir. Shout out
So
and rest
what's
in
up with you
peace.
today? Y'all fed? What's happening?
Oh man, I'm trying to find out what's happening with you, brother. These people, they contacted me like every day, dog. I get a comment. Man, you need Byron Cole on your platform. Byron got a lot to see, got a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? So it's about you today, brother. You know, first of all, my first question that the people really, really want to know is who is Byron Cole?
Whoa, man. Let me tell you, the best way I could say that is Byron Cole is Saratoga Street, Durgeonwall Street, Ninth Ward, Desire Code. Byron Cole is love. Byron Cole is peace. Byron Cole is structure. Byron Cole is respect. Byron Cole is integrity. Byron Cole is transparency.
Yeah,
That's why all my friends, all the people who I can relate to, is all real cats like you, bro.
sure. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, really. And to know a man, you have to meet a man. You feel me? To really know a man.
Yeah, I'm bro. Oh, great answers, man. Great answers. Where were you born?
I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, Methodist Hospital, Ninth Ward.
Okay, Nine Ward, for sure. What schools did you attend?
I went to elementary school at Little Woods for kindergarten because my mama was living in the East. She was dating a professional football player.
Okay,
And then I went to St. Pius from first grade to fourth grade. Then I went to Christian Brothers. And then I went to St. Augustine. And then I went to Kansas City. And then I came back and graduated from Kennedy, John F.
okay,
Kennedy, in the 7th Ward.
for sure. We all familiar. They might not be too familiar with the private or the Catholic schools, but they gotta be familiar with Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy,
You
a
know,
public school. Everybody know
yeah,
Kennedy.
a prestigious public school as
Yeah,
well. You know what I'm
if
saying?
you from New Orleans, I don't know how you couldn't know John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. So how many years? Well, how old were you rather when you got off into political and the politics of the game, man? I know you were practically born in it, but when you jumped off the porch and started doing
So
your own
Yafet,
thing,
I'm glad you asked me that. You don't remember my mama was the one that brought the candidates to the church?
I remember your mama well, man.
Yeah.
But
So
that's
people
why I say,
ask me
how old were
questions like
you?
that. I answer like that. You know, I can remember going to the church with the person that was running for judge with my mama to our church and sitting in the back with the pastor before church started. And then I remember my mama went to jail on St. Bernard and Broad fighting apartheid at the gas station when I was about 4. Told Mr. Emile and them to bring me around the corner by her mom, by my grandma. You heard me? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And so the people who I
Wow.
be talking about, like Mr. Emile, they follow me on Instagram. So these people know around here that what I'm saying is real and valid. You heard me?
Got you. Got you.
Yeah.
Bro, so you was born in it. I understand that. Like, you definitely was born in it. And
And
you
you know
could
what a
never
lot
break
of
it
people
till
don't understand? A lot of people don't understand. Our church was that church, y'all fat. Historic Second Baptist Church was that church. Pastor Washington was that nigga, bruh. If he did not support you
yeah.
as a black candidate, you probably was not gonna win.
Mm.
That's the real truth.
So did your mama run for like mayor or get as further as you?
Nah,
What?
mama did all her shit behind the scenes. At the very end, during Katrina, mama ran for city council and none of the people was here, and you know, and it didn't gel out how it was supposed to. We didn't have our support base.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
also the media did a lot of dirty shit that mama was saying at the time.
Mm. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you go to college for any of your
Yeah.
skills in
So
political
yeah,
field?
so I started off as a sociology major and a psychology minor at the University of Emporia, Kansas is the name of it. It's a teacher's college, right?
Okay.
And then I went to Delgado and got certification for private investigator. And then I just most recently went to University of Holy Cross
Wow.
for legal studies,
All right, all right.
which is just a
Oh,
concentration of history and English dual major
wow, that's big, dog.
with some legal classes in it. But that right there was really what set me on my way to where I'm at now, because while I was there, I met a couple law professors, Mr. Jung, an old white man
Mm-hmm.
that was real enough to give me the real on a lot of shit that most people don't understand regarding law, like why this happened like that, and why they changed the rules and for certain people. And so Mr. Jung was good for that. And then I
Mm-hmm.
met another professor who I currently work for now, Jerome Matthews Jr. He has a law firm for this area, for the surrounding parishes. And
Okay.
he was a professor of mine for 2 different classes, and he and I were able to build a relationship, and I learned a lot from him, way deeper than the class. And then that made me poised to do what I do now. So I don't charge money for it, right?
Right.
But what I figured out is a niche that I've never seen anyone else do, Yafet.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you catch a capital murder charge tomorrow, right, in New
Right.
Orleans, ain't a lawyer in New Orleans gonna touch that that's worth any decent lawyer for less than 50 racks, right?
Yeah.
But if you ever caught a case, you know that the lawyer need a researcher and an investigator, right?
Right.
And so the lawyer get the 50 racks. He get for a standard case, he might get a researcher like 18. That's high. That's a good researcher too, because he might get 15, 12. And then the investigator might get, 10, 12 if they
I
good.
would think the investigator get a little more than the researcher because the
Nah, the research,
investigator coming to ask.
The
What?
investigator, listen. So yeah, that's what niggas don't understand what the real game is. All I got to do is go record information that's already happened. The
Okay.
researcher has to come up with the grounds, look for
Oh, all right.
precedents,
All
go
right.
study past cases, understand how we can move within the structure of it. You feel me? And that's some different shit than this. I just started doing that about 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm trying to
Okay.
get cold at that too. But I ain't gonna lie to you, the researcher to me is more important than the investigator, because a lot of times my boss don't even need an investigator. He can just go figure it out for himself. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? So I wind up just going take pictures for him, drive places he don't want to drive, and don't want to waste his time. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And
Right.
so that's how that plays out. But so with a cat murder, you done gave a lawyer 50, right? Let's say he done gave the investigator and the researcher uh 33 of it, no matter how you want to split their money, right? So it's
Uh-huh.
17 left. The lawyer gets 17 for arguing, period. But if you're adept and you know how to set the grounds and you know how to implement the research of the precedent, and if you know how to gather all of the data and
Mm-hmm.
get it recorded correctly into affidavits and get everything done properly,
Yeah.
then you could go to a lawyer and say, look, my little cousin got a cat murder case, but here go your case right here. And this how
Wow.
we gonna win it. Now we know you charge 50 normally, but we gonna give you the 17 you need to argue it because it's
Everything
all
else is basically done.
everything is right here.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we
Say,
doing now.
with all due respect, bro, they have I think they have like someone in almost every city that plays a role like you play in New Orleans, per se. You know what I'm saying? Because like out here in Houston, they got this dude by the name of Cornell X, and he defend a lot of less fortunate people that need attorneys and legal representation and stuff like that.
You about
And
to get
I
me in
think for the New
trouble.
Orleans, I mean, not only that
You
that
about
you
to get me in trouble, nigga.
nah, dog, I mean you handling that, bro. You defend a lot of
Me
people.
and Quanell not the same thing. Quanell fake. He sold out for the dollar. I used to call him all the time. I got his phone
No,
number. You about to get me in trouble,
man,
bro.
my
We
bad.
not the
I ain't,
same
I ain't
thing.
going. I'm
I
just
don't got
saying
no
what he
link in
said.
my bio. I don't got no link in my bio, and I'm going to attack what I'm going to attack, whether I see
Byron,
red or not.
gotta love him, bro. You gotta love him. You gonna speak that real,
Well,
dog.
look,
Just right.
I'm not just slinging mud, and this ain't no tabloid opinion. I got Quanell phone number, my nigga. He
Say
stopped
that again.
answering for me when he saw that I wasn't for sale.
Got
And
you.
I got connects in Houston that I have sent that Quanell over the years and watched him uh I watched him evolve into the nigga that would just help you for real, into the nigga that now you need 1,500 and 2,500 to get Quanell to come. I'm not
Mm.
that nigga. That's why I had to say that,
Well,
brother.
all right, all right. Well, you turning me on to something I don't know,
I
bro.
pops up for free, and I come say that to Quanell. He know that.
Huh, bro? Dang. But you are aware of him. You know him. You
Oh,
know him.
they all know me too. So the people who really
Umar.
was doing it for real, the people who come from a structure like I could fall off in Oakland.
Mm,
Well, so I can't use no city because now I know all the people, right? But
mm,
how I started this was my mama. I would jump on a plane and go somewhere or get in my car and go somewhere when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, right?
Good morning,
Miss Linda. And I would think I was in a city, offending for myself. And I would call home and mama would say, go here, go there, go meet this lady, go over here, go around there. And I didn't know them was people from the movement and people who was Black Panthers and people who was NAACP when it was real and people who, was part of the real movement. And so I built that and been doing that
okay.
since I was like 18. You heard me? And so now that I'm adept and I understand what the fight really is and what the stakes are, and I want to tell the truth about the contradictions, that community don't want to fuck with me no more. Umar Johnson, same
Mm,
community. You heard me?
okay. Okay.
Nigga not
Damn.
right. Nigga not right. I
Huh,
met him
bro?
through an elder in the movement. He not supposed to be in a strip club giving away all the donation money. That ain't how we
Damn.
was that ain't how we was trained. And so I'm not gonna just randomly bring up nobody else, but I'm trying to let these niggas know I'm not that. Matter of
Okay.
fact, I got all them niggas' phone numbers and I don't even call them no more at all
That's
for
what's up.
nothing.
Say, do you have any memories of feeling secure?
No,
Talking to your mom or something like that. I mean, they were
no,
both
I
Black Panthers, right?
I I never met a Phoenix Shakur, but one day I was in Kansas City chilling, and Miss Shakur was here for something, Essence or something or whatever, I don't know. and she came and sat on this porch with mama. And I know because all the people who live around here that's still alive, that follow me on Instagram, was calling me, saying, boy, Tupac mama sitting on the porch with your mama. But that's just one of many.
Right.
Bob Marley children done been here. Moody Baruka children done been here. You know, a lot of people done been here.
Pretty historic house, man.
Yeah, there are a lot of people done slept here.
That's what's up.
In my room.
Huh, bro? Well, Mr. Cole, check it out. Everybody was talking about an incident where they saying you cursed some young female or something like that. Do you care to speak on that? Was in a restaurant or something like that?
Man,
I mean,
I could always
if you
speak on
don't
anything.
worry about it. If you do,
Nah, I you know I'm not ducking no combo, man, because combo is the avenue to resolution, right? And that's all I really want is resolution. First of all, you know, I'm out that 7 and I don't give a fuck if that's what you make me do.
yeah,
We all from New Orleans, man. Nigga gonna push you till you stop them from pushing you, right?
right.
And so I'm gonna just say this, y'all fat, and I'm gonna leave it go. They could change the narrative or whatever they want, but it wasn't no little girl. It was a grown woman threatening to spit in my wife food and my daughter food and in my food. You heard me?
Working now?
Yeah, that's what really happened. Called me a bitch. They knew who I was off my voice, y'all fat. Out the fucking, see, you famous, so you understand, right? How you could be somewhere talking, and my
Yeah.
wife could tell
Pick
you
up on your
that they
voice.
will come around the aisle at Walmart and say, I knew your voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in a line on the speaker. They know who I am before I get to the window, y'all fat. We visit that one off. And I get to the window, and that's what I'm greeted with, a whole bunch of craziness, even though I keep trying to deflect it, right? My wife takes over. I just be quiet. My wife takes over and try to make it make sense. And, you know, come on, baby, y'all, and try to bring it back to, you know, they start disrespecting her. So I sent them for their fucking pulp. That's what I really did, dog. Because let me tell you why. Not because I'm a gangster, I'm trying to prove nothing. I did that because for the whole year, y'all fat, everybody been watching motherfuckers threaten my old lady. Motherfucker physically assaulted my old lady in the city council chamber. Motherfucker threatened my daughter. Grown motherfucking teachers at the school threatening my child. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking word. So I felt like I needed some motherfucking elbow room and show these bitches that my daddy off Saratoga and my mama out the fucking Desire, bitch. And I've been living in the whole city my whole life. Quit playing with me. That's all. So when I tried to talk to the daddy of the girl about what happened, me and him had a great conversation until I tried to bring him into some consciousness about how his child was in the street representing his family and he didn't want to talk no more. But at the same time, her uncle is a real nigga out the 7 that came to me, and I ain't gonna tell you what me and him discussed, but me and him good. You heard me?
Okay.
He came on my thread and said he wanted to call, he wanted to talk to me. Like a man, I put my number on the thread. You heard me?
So y'all got y'all resolved that.
Well, people
man.
know they children.
Yeah.
I got a daughter that if you tell me she snuck a boy, I would have to fucking believe you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my other 3 daughters, if you told me that, I'll fight you. I know I'm better.
Yeah.
But you know your children, y'all fat. Tell me you don't know your children.
Hell yeah. You
Everybody
know
know
their
their children.
capabilities of.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, you know, we can make it longer if you want. I done repented to God.
Nah, we good. We good.
I done repented to God. I done talked to the daddy, even though we didn't resolve anything. I talked to the uncle, and people trying to use it to political end. I cussed out them kids and all that. But if you go look at my video, I told the little girl I ain't talking to nobody but that hoe right there that said she was gonna spit in my food. The little girl turned around and say, "If you mess with one of us, you mess with all us."
Yeah.
That's what she say on the video. And I keep telling them I'm talking to that hoe. That funky hoe that threatened to spit in my food. And at that point, when she was the manager standing right there and wasn't no issue, wasn't nothing left to do but send her for her paw, bro. Period.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And so we all from New Orleans. And if that wind up making me get laid out in the street, then that's what I deserve.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, man, look, I'm 51, y'all. Fair, you think I'm gonna have people cheering fucking playing with me out here? I can't do that. I can't do that. I really got snuck in the park. I really did get shot around this bitch. I really got stabbed around this bitch. I can't, you know, I can't, now I'm gonna let people cheering. You know?
Yeah.
Man.
Bro,
And
for
so,
real.
do I love the little girl? Yeah. Because if you want to know the truth, I could have called the police right there. I work for a lawyer. They threatened to spit in my fucking food.
Damn.
And I got it on tape, my nigga. Do you hear me? That's a whole charge.
Yeah,
I
it
let them
is.
go because they was little black girls, but the political sector wanted to make an issue of this. So, bitch, let's make an issue then. What's happening?
Bro. What's up with the mayor state right now in the city, man? I mean, I'm not hearing it's getting better at all. Do you plan on running again, or what's going on with that, man?
So, how a nigga get to be the tier rep, dog? You dig? How a
Big
nigga
dog
get to be the
status.
tier rep,
That's
dog?
how big dog status get you to be the tier
Somebody
rep.
gotta fucking do it, dog.
Somebody gotta do it, dog.
You gonna let a nigga come in the cell and y'all watching opera all week? Fuck
Right.
no.
You already know
I
how
might
to
don't
do
even
it.
give a fuck about the TV, but if this bitch watching opera all day, I'm gonna take over the TV just for my homies. Hold up, bro. We ain't watching this shit driving me. You heard me?
So they go.
So I never ran for the mayor, y'all fed, because I wanted to be the mayor. I never ran for the mayor. I never had no political aspirations. I got red, black, and green and Haitian flags all around my fucking house. We was like, fuck the police. Free
Yeah.
all. You heard me? Panther Cub, for real. You heard me? But at the same time, I'm from New Orleans, and something about me, I can't sit at the table and let a whole ass nigga run it. New Orleans niggas can't do that. That's one thing about a real New Orleans nigga. They can't sit in an environment and let something unworthy run it. Because nigga go to thinking, I could handle this.
Yep.
Yeah, you hear
That's
me?
right. I feel you.
I know you do. This is the uptown version of what I'm talking about. So we all grew up on a G code, you heard me?
Thanks.
I'm making niggas in our city respect that code. If you came home right now and you could see the line I made these niggas jump across, real ones, I ain't have to make them do nothing because they was already on the real side.
Mm-hmm.
Them fake ones, they mad because when they didn't want to jump on the side they belonged on, I pushed them just for standing on the fence. You heard me?
Right.
And so that's where we at. We got a city where a small group is attacking me because the mayor done gave them contracts and booked them. You heard me?
Damn.
And what everybody should be catching on to now is that this third time she done been caught stealing money. It's our money she was giving the motherfuckers. You heard me?
Right.
You saw the most recent report, right?
Nah, I never saw what
She fought the recall with our money.
What?
Nigga, you ain't seen the headline?
Nah, man.
This the third time now she got to repay something. Look, y'all fed. This what people don't understand. Nigga, this what you gonna understand. Trifling is trifling. It is a fact that the news reported before she was elected to any mayor position that she had misused her city credit card. And one of the things that she had purchased was sanitary napkins. Now, I'm old school. My grandma would say, a hoe that can't buy her own pads is trifling off jump. But you get paid by the city 106 racks a year, and you buying your sanitary napkins with a city credit card, and then you refuse to even enter into a discussion about giving the people a living wage while you got Ferragamos on your feet. You know what Ferragamos is. Avenue. She wear Ferragamos every day.
What?
Dog.
Doing it like that?
We sitting in the debates talking about a living wage for the people, and we saying 17 at least for the people, and she saying she not with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she got Ferragamos on her feet.
Damn.
And so what people don't understand is when the legislature is able to deny us a $10 living wage in New Orleans, which they just did, they denied us $10 just now in the House, right? That's because your mayor is not using her discretion to make any waves for anybody except for the transplant, the new person, the immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
And we being pushed out.
Damn.
So what I will tell you is this. I think she's done enough to she about to go see the grand jury. I don't wish that on anyone, even my enemy.
Wow.
I'd rather face my enemy than sick them white folks on them, because them bitches Diablo.
Bro.
That's the devil. The feds call them bitches.
So,
They figure like stank on shit.
so we gonna see you in that election again, bro?
So man, this is what I was gonna tell you. They asking me not to say nothing. I asked one lady to run. She laughed when I said it, but now she's considering it. And I heard one of my big brothers was gonna run, and I called him and asked him, and he asked me not to say nothing out loud. If one of them run, you're gonna know that's my candidate, because I'm going hard.
Okay.
If neither one of them run, I got to stand up for my people. Y'all see this whole say anything. She lies, she say what she wants, she directs shit the way she wanted, change the narrative, and somebody got to be there to say, ho, today ain't Tuesday, today Wednesday. Look at the calendar. You heard me?
Yeah. Bro, for sure. Well, B, you know you ain't gonna be no stranger to my channel, dog. You know what I'm saying? You welcome anytime. I mean, anytime you need something to talk about, promote, or whatever, you welcome
For
here,
sure.
dog. I gotta close up shop right now. You know what I'm
It was
saying?
a pleasure.
But I appreciate you getting on my platform, speaking your mind, dog. You
It
know what I'm
was a
saying?
pleasure, dog. I appreciate you. Much respect, King.
For sure, dog. Be blessed, bro. I love you, bro.
I
Stay
like
up, dog.
you.
Holla at me, man.
Dedicate this show to Pastor Thomas Nelson Washington, one of the realest to come from New Orleans.
No doubt. No doubt. Y'all like and subscribe to my channel, man, and we out.
Peace.
All right.